Hey, happy spring, fellow nerds. I am a nerd fighting fat, and this is my weekly fat fighting update. I'm doing alternate day fasting, working out, watching sugar, and this is my update of my 33rd and 34th weeks of being on Mounjaro, and I'm currently on the 10 milligram pen. So these last couple of weeks have been absolutely crazy. So I've just been kind of feeling overwhelmed with so much going on. So we had Easter Sunday, so on that day we had family over. I smoked a ham. I sang in a men's group in church. It's been garden time, it's like the time to start getting everything planted. So I've been moving dirt and trying to get things ready to go in that aspect. We went trailer shopping with my wife. Her family loves to go spend time outdoors doing trailer camping. And so we went and did that, and we'll talk about that here in a second. Went to Dallas. I flew on a plane. You guys know I love planes. But we went to go see the eclipse, and then you add on work, trying to get workouts in, and then taxes are due on Monday, and of course I procrastinated. So it's been just kind of pretty hectic, and it's still going to be hectic for probably another week or so. But anyway, just FYI, this video is going to be a little different. So I'm going to lay out right now what's coming so you guys can know. And if you want to stick around and see some of these segments, you can. Otherwise, I'll tell you the order and you can kind of go by that. So we're going to start off with the numbers, which is the regular update. And I will give a warning, they're not the best. And then we'll do the For the Win, this week's fat fighting tool, and then we'll talk about the trailer fun. And I'm going to kind of focus a little bit on, being a big person. And, one of the fun things you have in some of these things is, do you fit in the bathroom kind of a thing? And then I'll talk about the Dallas trip. And on the Dallas trip, we had, again, largeness versus the plane. Pickleball versus my knees. I went and played some pickleball there. Seats at a Rangers game. I went to a Rangers game, and how do the seats fit for a bigger guy? And then of course I went down for the eclipse, and then I'll just kind of show a little bit on the progress on the garden area. So anyhow, that's what we'll kind of just go through really quickly and give some updates on today. Okay, so let's get right to the numbers. And as my shirt says, don't panic. This is my personal results for this week, and well, the 2 weeks. So the first week, I was flat. No gain, no loss. I was the same weight. I got my fast in. I got my workouts in. I think Easter, I didn't eat the best on Easter. Kind of like negated any loss I might have otherwise gotten. But then the second week was this trip to Dallas, and so you guys know how I do on trips. I don't do well. So actually, I've been back for just a couple days is all, and at this point I'm up 7 pounds. So that drops my total Mounjaro weight loss to 47 and my total overall to 130. So I don't know what the trick is to do these trips and not have the issue, but my average glucose, well, I only really have for the last few days, it's 108. My high is 140. And what the reason is because the day we took off to go on the trip is in the airport, for whatever reason, my monitor malfunctioned. And so I just, I'm going through security anyway. I don't know if this is going to cause me any issues, and it's malfunctioning. So I just threw it away, and then I didn't have one for the whole time I was there. So what do? It is what it is. Most of the time I don't have any issues with them, but there's been 1 or 2 times and that one of them will malfunction. So don't have any really hard numbers on that. While I was there, I didn't didn't do any workouts, except I did play pickleball. I did do a lot of walking. You know, we had a lot of walking at to park and go to the Rangers stadium. I did a lot of walking in the airports. So a lot of walking around the hotel, but a lot more walking than normal. But when I got back, I did get a couple workouts in. I did get one fast in when I got back for that second week. So side effect wise, I didn't want to have side effects while I was on the trip. So maybe this is dumb, but I extended the first shot to 10 days. Instead of taking the shot on the Friday like normal, I took it on Tuesday. And then as we left to Dallas on Friday, then I didn't take another shot until I got back, and I went till Thursday. So I did like a 10-day and an 11-day. And then I'll follow it with or maybe it's a 10 and 10. I don't know. I'll follow it with 8 days for this next week. So I didn't really. So that first shot, you know, I had a little bit of just the usual, a little bit tired, 1 or 2 trips to the bathroom, no nausea, none of that stuff, no constipation or anything. But we'll see. Going forward, you know, I took the shot. I should be getting side effects from my recent shot, but I haven't really had anything bad yet, so we'll see how it goes. But again, you know, trip, spike up. It seems like every time that's what happens to me, but then like the following week it comes off, and then a little bit more. So hopefully that's what happens this time too. All right, so this week's fat fighting tool. My wife bought me these, I think, from Sam's Club. So it's a Country Archer grass-fed beef sticks minis. And the nice thing is 0 sugar. So I'm always looking for ways to get some protein without any sugar. You know, I really want to avoid the sugar. One, I think that raises your insulin, which is the whole trick to weight loss. But then also with my diabetes, I also want to avoid any excess sugar. So these are nice from that aspect. So these are like little mini beef sticks. And each one of these has 45 calories and 0 grams of carbs, 4 grams of protein, and 3 grams of fat. So if you're following a keto diet or a low carb diet, these are pretty good. And it says on the back that the spice level is mild. Anyways, so you know, if you open these up and take these, you know, they're not bad, but they're not like super delicious either. They're okay. On the good side, like I said, easy snack to carry around. They're individually wrapped. Just a little bit of protein. Take a couple of these with you to a game or something if you're gonna need. If you get a little hungry, you can have some. But yeah, they're okay. I do like that they're 0 sugar, and they do have some additional flavors available. Of just beef jerky that's also 0 sugar. So I might have to try those. I haven't seen those in the store down here but I might try to order some. They've got it looks like a mustard barbecue, a classic, and a spicy sesame garlic. So maybe I'll give those a try, but you know, well, they're decent. It's definitely something that you don't have to feel guilty about eating or anything like that. And would I go out of my way necessarily to get these over something else? If there's everything else has sugar, I'd probably buy these. But yeah, I don't know. They're so. Anyway, that's my opinion. So there you go. All right, so let's talk about the trailer. So like I mentioned, my wife's family, they have been enjoying going out and camping in trailers, and we've tried to go with them a couple times. And when you're the guy camping in a tent and the other people are in trailers, it's kind of different, because when you go tent camping, you look for like a nice wooded area with lots of shade, and maybe you're up in the mountains, maybe you go backpacking and set up your tent. Well, when we're with trailers, they need more open areas with trailer hookups sometimes, depending on the kind of trailer, or at least, kind of more out in the open. And if you're in the tent, it's not necessarily as nice, so people like to kind of hang out in the trailers, are air conditioned and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so my wife's been wanting us to get a trailer, so we went trailer shopping. And the reason I bring this up on this update about weight loss is, as I mentioned, the trailers don't have the biggest bathrooms. And so we did go and we did find a trailer. So this is the one we found. It's a Ember 191 MDB. And while we were going through a bunch of trailers looking at these, my wife mentioned how she doesn't think that I would have been able to even fit into some of these bathrooms. And even the one that I got, she said that just going through the doorway would have been tight and everything like that. So that's like that's like one of those small victories, it's I'm down like well over 100 pounds, and still a long ways to go, but it feels like I'm getting some of my life back. So here is me sitting in the bathroom of the trailer, and you can kind of see here as we pan around here on this how it looks inside of the bathroom. And then the other thing is the dinette, so like a lot of times, being a bigger guy, you go to a restaurant and you ask for a table instead of a booth, because some of those booths are pretty tight. But luckily, now that I've lost some weight, I can sit at the dinette here. You can see here I am in the dinette. Get an idea of how I fit there. So anyway, yeah, another victory there from just the progress so far. So starting to get the ability to live life back. So it's a good thing. Okay, so let's talk about my trip to Dallas. So did I mention how much I love flying? Anyways, to be honest, this one wasn't too bad. It was pretty pleasant, actually. Well, aside from the walk in the Salt Lake City airport. So they even had they've been doing some construction, making this new airport. And so they're still working on one section. And so you have to sometimes, depending where your gate is, do quite a long walk. And they even have a joke along the way. And it said, doctors recommend 10,000 steps a day. We're just trying to help keep you healthy. Anyway, so yeah, had to do a bit of a walk. So anyhow, which is probably actually is healthy for me. So they're probably doing me a good thing, right? Anyhow, my wife, bless her heart, she actually got us a cheap upgrade to first class. So this was on American Airlines, and the seats were pretty comfy. There were loads of legroom. And the width, honestly, I probably, in the past, I've sat next to my wife or a girl and been able to raise an armrest. And with this, you can't do that, right? They have like a little kind of a tray thing in the middle. Anyways, I don't know if I would have fit a year ago, but I fit okay this time. The tray table was still, I couldn't, it doesn't stay flat. So, I just passed on the meals. They were early flights. It was still probably a little early anyway. I was just more sleepy than hungry. And anyway, the cool part is, so these guys, so you always, when you fly, you see your stewardess and they show you how to do up your seat belt. Well, this is also serves for us fatsos to give us a little bit of extra room. And so they'll give you one of these, and if your seatbelt isn't long enough to get around your belly, then you can, this is a seatbelt extension, and then you can have, you know, about, what is that, a foot or so of extra room. Anyways, the cool thing is, I didn't need this. So I don't know if it was just because of the seat I was in. So we'll see. This summer, I'm going on another trip on a plane, so we'll see at that time. Hopefully I've lost some more weight by then though as well. But I didn't need this. And the stewardess even came by and she was like, is your seatbelt on? You know, like she picked me out, like, because I was the big guy. But and I could just say, yep, see? So that was kind of one of those cool little victories, not needing that. And again, it'll be nice not to have to carry this thing around, because, you know, it's just one more thing to juggle when you're trying to go through security and the airport and all that kind of stuff. So that was the flight. You know, pretty comfortable. I mean, honestly, it was nice. So then we got to Dallas, and we went to this place called Chicken and Pickle. So it's like, if you guys ever played Top Golf with like golf, and then they have like food and drinks and stuff. It's like that with pickleball. So I don't know, they don't have these places in Utah where I live, but it was fun, you know. So like we got some chicken sandwiches, and then we were playing pickleball. And you know, in the past with my knees and my weight, I used to love to play tennis and racquetball and squash and these things. So I haven't, you know, pickleball is kind of the new rage going on, and I haven't tried to play, but you know, I took a stab, and it was pretty fun, and I was doing pretty good, and at least until at the very end, I went for a shot. I made the shot, but I totally planted on the pavement, and I think I might have even bruised or something on one of my ribs. It's just been hurting a little bit still even, but it was fun. It was fun. I'm glad we went and did that. Anyway, so you know, after that, another thing we did down there, we went to a Rangers game. Now, I'm always scared of going to these things, you know, the sports seats especially, and so we weren't on benches, we were on, you know, in the box seats. And the cool thing is, no, I was on the end, and I'm glad I was on the end. I think that helped a little bit, but I fit just fine, and I didn't even feel like I was encroaching on the space of my daughter on the left of me at all. So that was pretty cool. You know, it's just one of those things. It's like, again, I feel like I'm starting to be able, so I can actually go and enjoy doing things. It's being big kind of really messes you up in some of those ways. So while I was there, you know, I was kind of tempted to. They had like a really cool Nike dry fit jersey that was there. It was a little pricey though, $185, and then I looked at that and I'm like, that's a lot of money for, hopefully I get even smaller. So anyway, did the pass on that, but it was a good time there. And then the last thing that we did down there, and I'll just show a couple of clips here. The main reason we went there was to see the eclipse. And you know, if you've never done this before, there's going to be one in 20 years and that goes across America again. Like Salt Lake actually is in the path of that one, so I'll be able to see it from my house. Is kind of cool. My wife wants to go see it at Glacier Bay. I don't know if we're going to end up doing that, but it's really cool. You know, it goes dark. You can see the stars. The corona is just beautiful, and we were a little worried about the weather, and the storm kept getting pushed, and then we ended up just, it was a little partly cloudy at the start, so I got some really cool footage with the clouds kind of going across as the eclipse was starting. But then once it got to the full eclipse, it was completely clear for us, so it turned out really nice. So we were watching it from my sister-in-law's backyard in her swimming pool, and so is a great trip. So yeah. Okay, so just starting off with a quick little tour of the garden, how it's going. You can see it's this time of year. I love this time of year. All the trees are starting to bloom. The flowers are starting to poke through. Those lilacs will be budding out here pretty soon. Anyway, the first thing I did is I worked on the flower pots. So I got new potting soil topped off on there, cleaned up a little bit, and so we'll see how those turn out. And yeah, so you can see there's the cherry tree starting to blossom, the flowering crabs getting ready to. So just a really fun time of year. So these are my green stock vertical gardens. So I got them all swapped out with new soil. On the the bigger ones, there's a 5-inch and the 7-inch. On the 7-inch ones, I got peas planted in both of them, shelling peas. I love peas in the spring. And the middle one, I've got some strawberry bare roots that are on order. So down here towards the outside entrance, you can see down there, there's some seedlings that are getting ready to go out. So I got some onions and some more flowers for those flower baskets. So this is kind of my problem corner, but you can see there I got an artichoke that made it through the winter, and there's the rhubarb behind it. And then there's some Shasta daisies coming up. I got to figure out what to do with all this grass. It's a pain in the ruckus. I have a couple bushes on order that are coming, honeyberry bushes that are going to go along that little gate there. This is a new bed I got for some raspberries that are coming this week. So built this bed, moving dirt into it. And then coming around the corner here, so there's the trailer park there. But these are my older beds. So this is the herb bed. You can see I've got the oregano and thyme and chives and some rosemary and sage that are they're all perennials. They make it through the winter. The lemon balm's starting to come up. The tarragon's kind of trying to take over. And I'll need to be planting some new basil and dill. They're not perennials here. And then over here we've got a couple straggler garlics from the previous year that decided to come up, and then some carrots that I planted in the fall just to see what they do. And then this is all my garlic that's coming up. So looking good so far. And this is hardneck garlic, so I plant that in the fall, and it comes up in the springtime. And then that's a big chive. And then this is where I've been moving all the dirt from. And I've mostly got the beds all done now. This will be for tomatoes. I'm actually going to build a new trellis for that. And then we've got a couple beds that'll be peppers, and a couple beds down here it'll be some carrots and some Roma tomatoes and some zucchini. And if I get any brassicas to work, we'll have some of those in these. And then cucumbers up one side, squash up the other. I actually planted some peas along both sides, some sugar snap peas. So we'll see how those do on this trellis. I got to hang a net on there because it's a little bit big spaced for them. So, and then one last flower pot over here. So anyways, been working hard out here. So fun. So that's the week. Feeling good about things. Had some good small victories over this latest couple weeks. Didn't lose any weight. Had a little bit of a gain, but I think it'll come back off. But I think things are still going well, and hopefully over the next week or two, this little bit of gain I had will come back off, and I'm pretty sure it will, as long as I just keep my carb intake down, so I can keep that blood sugar low and be able to burn that fat. And yeah, so keep finding the fat, you guys. Take care.